This is one of the rarest occurrences in BTE 6. We have a collection event ongoing, and the way that these bonus rewards maps are selected is completely at random as far as I know, and then the same thing goes for the monkey team. So for you to have a monkey team and a bonus rewards badge onto the same map is quite rare, I would say, so let's do both of them together. Alright, so first off, let me see if this thing is even possible. So I'm gonna have the wizard like this, I'm gonna buy the guided magic, and let's see if this start is even possible, because our team is the wizard, the spike, and the engine. Now the thing is, the spike is way too expensive, and we might need to do some shenanigans with the starting hero. Actually, I brought Churchill because I think that we can do some Churchill plus overclock shenanigans, but let's see if we can even get past the first round. Close, but it's not looking good. No, I don't think this is gonna work out. Alright, so I think this is doing a little bit better than the wizard, and it's gonna defend for, okay, it defended the first round, which is really important, but I'm gonna need the engine to survive at least one more round, because we are actually, maybe I should have been a little bit more careful with the placement of the engine, because if we want to place a wizard, for example, is this gonna, oh my god, this green balloon is gonna leak, isn't it? Nope, it sniped it, very good. I mean, guys, so far so good. The engine is defending by itself, so what are the upgrades that we can buy? Nothing. Maybe the largest service area, maybe we can get the wizard. Oh no, it's gonna be round 8, that's the end of us. What if we saved up for another engine? What if we had the other engine like up here? So let me just get the money for this, let's just have it like this, and if we buy the largest service area, it should give it enough range. But let's see if we're gonna defend these guys. Yeah, there we go. So this thing seems to be going well so far, but I don't want to jinx it because we're gonna have round 9, and round 9 just has a bunch of green balloons. So if we survive this round, then round 10 should be easy, and then we should have this, at least the start, guys. This is what I meant by, you know, these monkey team strategies. They force you to kind of play the game a little bit differently, so you have to come up with these ridiculous combinations, and the early game is made a lot more interesting actually once you know, before you get the towers up and running. So there we go, we defended the first few rounds, so this means that we probably have the green light to go into a wizard and kind of get our setup running. Okay, so I wanted to get the wizard, but I'm having second thoughts. What if we went for the double gun? The double gun is going to make sure that we definitely beat these early rounds, and it's going to stabilize the game by a lot for us. Okay, so we got the double gun, and here's where we're at. We almost have the money for Captain Churchill. If we want to place Captain Churchill, then we're probably going to need to remove this block right here and then place, but at the same time, we're going to have a cam balloon incoming around 24, so I actually don't even want to spend a single dollar up until around 24, but then again, I want to buy Captain Churchill a little bit earlier, so if I buy him right now, I'm going to throw the run, so let's not do that actually. Okay, so since it's only a single cam balloon, here's what I wanted to do. Maybe we can have just like a single spike factory, which should be able to defend around 24 and then 33 at the same time before until Churchill gets his camo detection essentially. Yes, there we go. So we finally got the money, so let me place him right around here towards the left side, and bam, there we go. So right on time actually, before the let's around 28. Okay, so first off, let me check Churchill's camo detection. How are we looking? We're not looking good. So he's not gonna have camo for 33, which means that all of these guys need to get defended by the spike factory. So let's see if this is going to happen, and if not, I can just buy this thing to like the foam, because I want to get the overclock anyways, but I'm going to need this spike factory to defend. I think it is. Yeah, there we go. So is Churchill gonna get level 6 for round 36 is my question. I think the answer is yes. Alright, so Churchill barely did not get level 6, so let me go like this. He's missing, I think this is like 1 round off of level 6 and just the camo detection, so I'm gonna go with a 1-2-0 spike, which is eventually gonna become a carpet of spikes. We're gonna need some extra Moab class damage, and this is how we're gonna get it, and I think this is gonna be enough for all of the lead balloons. Now let's see round 37. Oh my god, it's still not enough. We're missing like $243, but I feel like if we can defend all these small balloons incoming and we can have like a good spike pile at the end, then I'm just not even gonna buy it. We can buy it if we want to, but I don't want to do it. And it's round 39, so let's go like this. I want to get the Moab Shredder first things first, because we know we're gonna be getting the Spike Storm and the Carpet of Spikes anyway, so why not just buy it like now? And then I saw a good spot. Is this gonna be good enough? I feel like it is. Let me just go like this with the Wall of Fire and then the bottom crossing, because I do want to get the Prince of Darkness, and this is not even gonna be close with these guys. There we go. So what are we going into? Well, the first things first, I think that I'm going for the Prince of Darkness, and then we're probably gonna get like a Spike Storm just to have like a button to click for these Moab class balloons that are incoming. But Captain Churchill is actually a really strong hero by himself if you guys haven't bought him or used him. I know that he's probably a little bit lower, you know, on the people's list of how often they use this hero, but the strength that Captain Churchill has is that he responds very well to buffs, and also he's a hero that just does a lot of damage. He's one of those, you know, set and forget types of heroes, and he especially does a lot of damage later on. And I was, you know, as I was saying that, things got a little bit close, I know, but let's get the Necromancer first actually. So I started like this, guys. Round 49, here's what I want to do. I'm going to get the Spike Storm and the White Hot Spikes because we know we're going to be getting this anyways later on, so why not just not buy it now? And then the next thing is going to be the Prince of Darkness. We need this guy to become an Overclock, and then eventually this thing to become a Carpet of Spikes, which did get a little bit more expensive, by the way, by $2,000 on medium mode, so that's a little bit more on hard mode. But let's just watch our setup go to town. So we're going to have round 52, which is going to have a couple of mobs, ceramics, and rainbows. So as soon as these mobs come into contact with the spike, this was a nice placement for a spike factory, by the way, because of the mob share spikes, which get dropped like right here towards the side, and that's enough. So if a mob class balloon just runs into these guys, it's going to get popped, and that's a nice placement right there. And then just the Necromancer in combination with Churchill are just the cleanup like for all these small balloons. So I feel like this setup is really good. We are dealing with everything. We have a solution to everything the game can throw at us in the 50s. So I'm going to see you guys in a second for the 60s. Alright guys, so we're into the 60s and the money is right here. So we have $30,000 and it's 28 for the Prince of Darkness. So I'm just going to buy this thing right now. And there we go. This thing should be able to defend, you know, these next upcoming rounds, like maybe even into, you know, easily before free play and then after free play. This is going to serve as a cleanup. And that was my line of thinking when I bought the Prince of Darkness. So the idea was that we need a tower that's going to deal with mob class balloons and then a tower that's going to clean up. And so the Prince of Darkness is going to be the cleanup, and this thing is going to be the Carpet Spikes. It's going to be our mob class damage. And by the way, that was a full ceramic. If you guys didn't see that, it's because the entire thing got absorbed. So let's just watch the second one, and there we go. It's just getting absorbed by all these small balloons getting summoned by the Prince of Darkness. And then Churchill, I don't know what Churchill is going to be doing because he's kind of, you know, just like a straight up damage hero. He's not particularly good or bad versus anything. So I guess the level 10, you know, the more barrage ability is going to be interesting in kind of dealing with some of these mob class balloons, and then maybe the cleanup is going to be helpful in just taking the load off of the Prince of the Darkness. One thing that you guys might have noticed about Captain Churchill is that he is a very slow leveling hero. So he's around 75 and he's only level 11. So the way that these levels go is that he just gets so much stronger with each past level, but the way the Injikiri decided to balance that is just by slowing down the leveling. And by the way, around 75. Okay, so let's do it like this. Let's use the Spike Storm ability. I want to get rid of these mob class balloons as soon as possible, and we're going to have to be very careful, especially later on, so that we don't overload the Prince of Darkness, because it can defend the small balloons, but it kind of needs to take them in waves. And guys, look at this, an absolute classic in BTE 6. Free play mode rolls in, and you have enough money for a Carpet of Spikes, and you buy this thing, and this thing just starts doing so much damage to mob class balloons. So yeah, now that we have this passive ability, the main attack is a lot stronger, the ability is just activating itself, plus you get this active component. And so the only thing that's left for us to do is to figure out what we're going to be doing next. So I was thinking, you know, kind of threw out the idea of the Bloon Trap and the XXXL Trap. This thing is 51,000 and we need to buy the Bloon Trap itself, so easily over $55,000 that we're going to need for this thing. So you know what, let me just go ahead and let me just buy this thing. So let's start saving up the money for the big trap, and you know, this thing is going to be helpful in just absorbing a bunch of maybe not only small balloons, but just eating up, you know, all these big ZOMGs, and it's going to prevent them from spawning the small balloons in the first place, which is going to be really nice for the Prince of Darkness. Alright, so 91, $30,000, we need about 20k to buy the XXXL Trap, and then we should be good to go. I'm going to use the Mob Barrage ability, and this thing is just going to do so much damage to these guys, so I kind of want to pop them slowly so that we pop the first portion of them, then the Prince of Darkness absorbs the small ones, and then the other ones. And I don't think it would have mattered on that round, but I'm just keeping that in mind while I'm playing this entire thing. I know there are a lot of spikes on the ground as well, but take a look at the pops. Captain Churchill is not exactly, you know, doing that well, and this is the reason why this is happening, by the way, is that the machine gun is actually doing, you know, its full damage, but the problem with the shell attack or the main gun is that all of these shells, they get stopped by the walls that you guys see around here, and that's because, well, as soon as the shell comes in contact with the wall, it disappears, and so Captain Churchill is not doing the full damage that he can. Also keep in mind, he's not even getting buffed. Alright, so let's go like this. I use both the active and the Moab Barrage ability, and I'm going to use the level 3 ability as well, so I'm trying to get rid of the small balloons as usual, as I've been doing, you know, for the entirety of the run. Let's see if this is going to be enough. So, oh my god, wait a minute, these guys are kind of leaking through the Prince of Darkness. Am I correct about that thing? Yes, they are. Oh, wait a minute, we might have a little bit of an issue. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Yeah, this round we're going to have to be extremely careful with the small balloons and how we kind of separate them. So let's use the Moab Barrage ability, or maybe that was a mistake now that I think about this, because the Moab Barrage might have so much damage that these guys just pop at once. So let's see if this is going to make any difference. I mean, you know, we're going for the big trap, but I said that I was going to go for it, but are we actually going for the big trap? Let's use the level 3 Churchill ability, and we're going to have the active ability in a second, and maybe Churchill is going to be our savior, guys. Maybe he's going gonna be the one to save this entire round. Let me use the active ability as well because it's coming off cooldown. I think that now, yes, so now we do have it. Alright, so 95, no need to, you know, panic over this round because this is going to be an easy one. The Prince of Darkness is also really good versus deities as well. And 96 is going to be an interesting round because the way that this one comes out is the BFBs first and then the ZOMGs. So we can, this round just comes out separated is what I'm trying to say. And we do not need to worry that much about this one, I don't think. But let me not jinx it. Let's just kind of play it through cool. So I used up all abilities. The BFBs are almost done and then a bunch of ZOMGs at the back. Okay, so the small balloons are getting dealt with. And so it's only these big ZOMGs. So let's try and let's use the Carpet of Spikes active ability and then let's use the level 3 because we need some cleanup. And then I'm not going to be using the Moab Barrage because I don't want these guys to pop into ceramic straight up. And look at this thing, these guys are leaking a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. There goes the active one, and maybe, I think the active one did a lot of damage, by the way, from the Carpet of Spikes. That might have been really nice. Okay, so as long as we deal with this round, then I guess we're going to go into 98 with a bunch of cash, and we're going to have a lot of, you know, things to throw in the round if we don't manage to beat it. So first things first, I'm going to use all abilities, and I'm just going to, you know, go with the caveman approach, which is just to throw everything that you have, and as soon as it comes off cooldown, you use it again, and then you hope for the best. So that's not, you know, the smartest thing that you can do, but that's what I'm going to start with, and then afterwards, if we need to react, we are going to react. I feel like this is going to be a little bit too much for our towers. Yeah, there we go. We have entire Moabs leaking. Okay, so let's try with the big trap now. Let me get the largest service area. Let me place it like this, and let's see if this is going to make any difference. Now, when it comes to these abilities, I think that we still want to use all these abilities together because maybe we're going to get 2 rounds of them at the same time, and I'm going to try and do, is there any point in trying to micro this thing? So how many pops? Yeah, this thing is getting a lot of pops per trap, so it's 56, and then it drops to 73. Okay, so it's doing like almost 20,000 pops per trap, so that's really nice. So let me have the trap towards the back actually like this so that it collects some of the small ones. We only have about $16,000 and if we wanted to we can get an overclock, but oh my god, it's still not enough. Okay, what if we get the overclock and then we get an archmage, and then do we overclock Churchill or the archmage? That's the question. I think I'm gonna go for the archmage actually. I don't even think I want to be overclocking Churchill, so let's get the money for this thing. Let's overclock the archmage and let's get what I'm gonna go for the melee crossbow just for fun. Let's use Captain Churchill's level 3 ability as well, and this thing is already going ham. This thing is doing so much more damage I think than the blue trap that we got, but again it's still not enough. Oh my god, this challenge. What if we buy a permaspike at the back? Is the permaspike gonna be the savior? So let me overclock the permaspike actually. Let's go like this and let's use all of the abilities. I'm actually gonna use the active one as well. If we can get, you know, the permaspike tank a decent amount of these guys, then we should be fine. So how many balloons are leaking? That's a lot of balloons. It's 7,000 8,000 pops currently, but yeah, that's a lot of balloons leaking. The permaspike is not gonna do it. Okay, so let's actually try it like this. I bought 3 spiked mines and then these guys are spiked balls, and let's see if this is gonna make any difference. So I'm gonna use all these abilities right out at the start before these balloons have even come out because I do want to separate the round as much as possible. And maybe this is going to be the one that does it. I mean, maybe we're sleeping on the spike mice. I don't know. I'm going to save the Churchill level 3 ability, and I really hope that this is going to be enough. So the only thing that we need is we need to buy time for these abilities. So if we get a second Carpet of Spikes active ability, then that's going to be really nice. Oh, these balloons are starting to leak. So let me use the level 3 Churchill ability, try and save as many of these spikes as possible towards the back. And I think if we get a second active ability in Carpet of Spikes, that was a passive one. That was really good. And I think if I can just use this ability once more, I think this is looking like the best run so far. A lot of them are leaking. I'm gonna need you guys to hold right now. Just please hold somehow. That's a lot of balloons. We got the passive one, and I can't believe it. We actually defended. Oh my god, it was just the most ridiculous thing. I can't believe it's always just the most ridiculous thing that you buy and it works. Like, it wasn't the big trap, it wasn't the overclock, it wasn't one of these 5th-tier towers that we tried. It was just spike mice. It was spike mice spam at the back. Who would have thought? Oh man, but that's what I love about these runs so much. It's that, you know, these unpredictable strategies are the ones that tend to work. And I was round 98 and, you know, all these rounds, because we do have a bunch of extra Moab class damage. We are not worried about the ban, but that's gonna be it. So we got an insta monkey, and then we should get the monkey teams, which is a small bonus, I know, but again, when you combine everything, we take everything into account, this is not a small bonus in comparison. And then we have the 45 fireworks, which I am gonna be using to open up, because I do want to have open up this more. I have all these guys as a gold board, so I might as well open this one up and let's see what we get. It's a 400. I think I have this one. I think I have the 400 more. Let me just double check while you guys are around here. So where's the more? It's like here, 400. Yeah, we have 3 of those guys, but that's gonna be fine. So that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.